Hey everyone, I'm super excited about this video. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own report, your coaching report manager, basically for free, using Relevance AI, using Make.com, and using Google Docs. So basically what we are going to do is have you download a transcript, and for this example we're going to use a transcript of a coaching I received, not that I made, that I received. So it's my data, and we're going to build it step by step together to see how you can take a document or PDF of the transcript of your coaching and create a fully automatic report in Google Docs that you can send later to your clients. So let's see how it works. We're going to start by creating, or let's start first, maybe I'll show you, if you don't have an AI meeting assistant yet, there's a ton of meeting assistants. You know, I have CoachDash.com. It's specialized for coaching, but you can use many of them, and many of them are also free. There's Phantom, Otter AI. I'm going to list all of them in the comments below. You can try them out. Fireflies, MeetGeek, whatever works for you, and whatever enables you to ultimately get the transcript, a full transcript of your coaching conversation. All of them work, right? So if we go to Coach Dash, that's how Coach Dash looks. I can have a look at my dashboard, but for the sake of the example, I'm just going to download the transcript, so we're all on the same page. I'm downloading the transcript. I have the transcript from my coach with my conversation. All right, so we have the transcript, it's in PDF version, and we want to create a beautiful report that we can send to our client, right? So how are we going to do it with the AI agent? First, we are going to create, so if you haven't been on Relevance yet, maybe open a free account. It's very fast, and you can do it by yourself. So I don't know what, why is this not disappearing? Okay. All right. So let's create a new agent together from scratch, and we'll create your report manager. So we'll call it computer is a bit lagging today, but we'll do it really simple, right? So agent name, we'll call it the coaching report manager, and the description is an agent who is in charge of creating coaching reports based on coaching transcripts. All right, and so an agent is as good as its tools, right? So we're going to build tools for our agents together from scratch. All right, so let's see what tools he would need. I have one tool that's already ready, and all of the tools, all of the agents will be in the video notes, whether on my website or here, or if you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be on YouTube here below. You can just copy and clone it. There's, you know, if it works, it works. So first of all, we need a tool that's able to extract text from either a CSV or PDF or document. So I already have a tool like that, and that's called File Convert to Text. So converts doc, PDF, CSV, JSON to text. I'm going to add that to the tool, and you see this exclamation point. What you need to do here is change it to auto run, so he doesn't need my approval to use this tool. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And then second, it's not enough. So once we have the text, we need to add it to a nice template on Google Docs. So let's first create a nice template on Google Docs that we feel comfortable with sending to our client. So you have a template gallery here. If you're going on docs.com, you have a template gallery. There are a lot of templates to choose from. Most of them are pretty ugly, but for the sake of the example, that's something you can change later and adapt sizes and colors and whatever. So let's take this green template, for example, and we're going to edit it together, and I'll show you what you need to do to make sure it works on your end. So what we're going to do today is extract a few data points from our transcript. You can add as many as you want after, but for the sake of the example, we're just going to keep it quite short, right? So here's what we want to take. So this is a part of the coaching essence extraction. Is something that we do at Coach Dash. I'm going just to take, that's the first part of it. I'm just going to copy and paste, and we'll delete it later. So here's what we want, right? So let's delete all of the lorem ipsums. So this is something you'll do on your own. I mean, you can do exactly the same as I'm doing right now, and it will work for you just as it works for me. So this is something to be deleted later. So we've seen, I found that that's the most basic thing we want to extract from a coaching conversation, and that's the main concern. So extract and list the main concern raised by the coachee. For example, the coachee expressed anxiety about their job security. Then we want to extract key insights, identify and list key insights. We want to list the action items, the key quotes. This is something that I found very useful for my clients when they are able to read their own words. And so I coach in many languages. I coach in French, I coach in English, in Hebrew, and in Dutch. And so the key quotes are usually in their language as well. So no matter what the general report is in English, I think it's important to have it in their language. And then context and interpretation, we're not going to do it for this, for the sake of this example. We're going to take only these four KPIs, these four parameters, and you can basically add as many as you want, change the design as you wish. It's going to work, right? So let's change this to main concerns. And here is the important part. We are going to list the variables, right? And the way you change a variable is by adding curly brackets. And so we are going to add concerns and closing two brackets. Okay. Now we want to add insights. And again, like if you want to add insights, if you want to add a short paragraph saying something, like this is really the most bare skeleton of a document. Whatever you add to this template will work for all of the future documents. So that's what's great. You do it once and it works automatically from here. Now, action items, and again, we'll add the curly brackets. Again, if you're not familiar with variables are the part that are going to change with each document that you upload or that you create. So these are the things that are going to change. What is not in the curly brackets is not going to change. So let's call it action items underscore and close the curly brackets, and then the key quotes. Key quotes, and then again curly brackets, quotes. oh, I prefer to keep everything similar, simple, and we can delete this now. And so if it were like a final document, yeah, I will add here basically the client name, yeah, in curly brackets, client, and we don't need the address. Maybe we can add here coaching report. This is the title that won't change. Coaching report, and let's add the date as well to keep things organized. Or no, let's add it here actually. No, we already have a placeholder for it. Amazing. So if that was my my main my ultimate report, obviously I would add my logo, my name, my website, and all of these things you can still add later. The template will stay and will be used for other reports. Let's just name it. So let's call it coaching coaching report template. Let's make sure to add the word template so we know when we use it we are using the template. So this is our template, and again what we want is basically to upload a transcript and tell our agent, create a report for me. You won't have to copy paste anything. These things must be extracted automatically. Main concerns, insights, action items, and key quotes must be extracted automatically from the report. All right. So we have our template, and now we must have we can test out our first tool, right? So if we want, we can check that our tool is working. So file convert to text. That's something, again, all of the templates are here in the show notes, so you can just copy and paste it. So let's just try the first thing, which is a transcript. This is something you should get from your the tool you're using for transcribing meetings. So we are running the tool, and this is something you won't have to do. We're now just checking if it works, but all of this is not something you will have to do. The agent, that's the point of giving tools to our agent. The agent will do everything for you. Right. So here we have it. We have all of the text in text format with timestamps and everything. So we have that. We have the names. We have everything. Cool. So this works. So what we want to do now is we want our agent to extract, right, all of the information we need. Meaning we need it to extract. Oh, where am I? We needed to extract the date, main concerns, insights, action items, and key quotes, so you can later send it to your client. By the way, all of this can be automized as well. We can have an email automatically written. We can have a human in the loop, so you just approve the email with the attachment, and everything is sent automatically to your client. I mean, everything can be made as automatic as you want, and you can enter a human in the loop whenever you want. But what it will do is increase your efficiency, reduce your time you spend on admin, and lets you focus on the things that matter to you, which are sales and marketing and coaching, obviously. So our second tool, right? And that's basically what we need to do to finish the loop, right? So we have our text, but now we have I've already tested it, so we need to create, but I'm going to create it with you from scratch. We are going to need to create a tool for the coaching report So let's create a tool. You pressed on create a tool, and the input is what our agent is going to give our tool. So in our case, we want to input these things, right? So we want the client name, concerns, insights, action items, and quotes. So let's enter it. So client name, the name of the client. So I'm adding these subtitles because you will say, yeah, obviously that's super clear. Like, why do you write the name of the client? I mean, that's the client name. The AI, you got to make sure that the AI agent knows what this field is, right? So there's a title, and sometimes this extra explanation helps to reduce the mistakes. So whatever, obviously it's obvious for me, it's obvious for you, add it to reduce the mistakes, right? And we're going to do the same here. We're going to add a name, the coaching report tool, and the agent will read the name of the tool and the description and know how to use it. So, tool to create a coaching report. All right. And we can change that later, but the more information, I wouldn't say the more information, the better, because sometimes you can confuse the agents. But it's as you go. And, here I also like to change the variable. So this is a variable, and let's call it client, right? We want to make sure everything is tight. And now we have this required on and off. In the beginning, I like to turn it off because I want to make sure that there's no blockers in the process. If for some reason you feel that something is missing, you can always turn it back on. Sometimes you need a field, obviously, you need a field to be required. But for the sake of this exercise, we're going to turn it off. So we said main concerns, right? And I'm going to use the definition right here. So extract and list the main concern by the coachee. So here it's a really simple, I don't want to overload you with information. It's the first time you're creating a AI agent, but you can obviously have a lot of validation, like what is a main concern first. So just to give you an example, you have all of the guidelines, right? So what's for instance here, what's the quote, right? So this is something you can later add to the prompt if you feel it's not as it should be. So you can say, okay, it has to be relevant. There has to be an emotional impact. There has to be the quote has to be clear, concise. So right now we're not going to add all of these criteria to the bot. We're just going to show you how to extract, put it in a template, and then there's prompt tuning, and I can show you how to do it, but there's a lot of guidelines, use clear headings, bullet points, and whatever. We're not going to add this right now. For now, what we're going to do is extract these 4 things and put it in a document all automatically. So extract and list the main concerns. Second is the key insights. And we're adding this definition again for our bot, our agent, I mean. Key insights. And we'll call this insights. We'll turn off the required as well. Next up, action items. List homework assignments and action items agreed upon. Action underscore items, keep it in one word, turn it off, required, turn it off, required. What do we have? And then I think it's key quotes, if I'm not mistaken. Key quotes, yeah. Okay, and you see here I have must be in the original language of the uploaded document, but we're just going to keep it simple for now. Make sure you can do that, and we can we can change and everything, add at a later date. Key quotes, and we'll just call this quotes. All right, so that's not finished. So basically what your agent is going to do is going to take and extract all of this data from the text we extracted earlier, and he's going to extract and fill these fields in himself. But that's not enough, right? We want to have it inside a document, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to add an API step. And so the way we're going to do it is through a software called Make. So if you have never used Make before, we're going to show you how to do it. It's very simple. It's not complicated. There are basically 3 parts to it. There's the method, the URL, and the URL parameters. So let's do it together. We are going to create a new scenario, and maybe I should show that we're going to create a new scenario with a webhook. You see the red square? I mean, these are all of the parts I'm using. Do you see the red square with the triangle, the white triangle? That's a webhook. And most of my scenarios are with webhooks. And we are going to create a scenario with a webhook to achieve what we want to achieve now. So we're going to choose the webhook that receives data. Click on Add, Save, and you can copy this address to your clipboard. Right? You return to your tool, and you put the URL right here. You change the method to post. Okay? And now we're going to do it step by step. We are basically we want to send these 5, there's 5 items, right? We want to send these 5 items to a Google Docs. And so what Make.com does is that it connects your agents to any of the thousands of softwares they have on Make. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things we want to send to our Google Docs, and here we'll enter our parameters, not in the key but in the value. So first thing was the client name, and I know some of you will be will happen more than once that you want to press here, but remember, it's not on the left side, it's on the right side. The value is on the right side. So client name, first things, main concerns. We can also make it shorter, but here you don't need to worry too much about what you're writing. Here is where it matters. So why don't I have the concerns? Didn't I put it? Oh, it's text. All right. So let's change it to concerns. Concerns. Now I'll find it easily here. This is also a reason why I want to keep things organized. And then we have insights, and we'll choose the value here. Then we have action quotes. We can do whatever. You can choose the order. It doesn't matter. action items, and then lastly, quotes. Right? So that's it. I mean, this is your tool, and to make sure now to test our connection, we're going to fill in some dummy data, right? And I have some dummy data in my file. So the client is Carlo Rubenstein, and I have the coachee express anxiety about their job security. We're just going to copy paste it so we don't have to fill in some key insights. Realized the importance of boundaries at work. Action items. Create daily schedule to manage time better. I feel overwhelmed with my current workload. That's a key quote. And then finally, we have, oh no, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So what are we going to do now to make sure that this data is transferred correctly to Make, right? And again, this is just for testing. In our actual scenario, the agent is going to fill in all of this data and is going to fill in more than just this one sentence, right? But so we saved, and what we're going to do now is going to press run once. And we're going to see if our webhook is receiving the data we're sending from relevance. So we're just going to run tool right now. And we see it has been accepted. Now we go back to our webhook, and we're seeing that Make.com received the main concern, the insight, the action item, and the quotes, and the client name. So basically, he received everything he needed from us. And the next step is to create our document. And for that, we're going to connect another module. We're going to press the plus button and choose Google Doc. It's here in the list. And what we are going to choose here is create a document from a template. Amazing. So this is already connected to my account, coach-.com, but you can connect it to any other account. And we're going to choose the template ID. And so our template ID was coaching report template, right? And so because we already inserted the curly brackets, if you remember, in our coaching report templates, right here, quotes, action item, date, and the client. So Make.com recognizes variables because we use curly brackets. So all you need to do, so he's already listing the values: client, date, concerns, insights, action items, and quotes. So all we need to do basically now is match between the data we received to the data we want to put in. So the client will be the client name. You're seeing here that the client name is already in red. That's the data we're receiving from the webhook. So here is Carlo Rubenstein. Date. So here you see we don't have the date, right? So we can create the date in any format we want. Just for now, we're just going to use curly brackets now and close curly brackets, and we can adapt it later, right? Concerns, main concerns, insights, action items, and quotes. Wait, I need to. Quotes. And let's save this. Is there something else? Yes, we need a title as well. So a title we'll call it coaching report. And again, everything that's not in these type of red references will stay static. So let's do coaching report, client name, and let's add the date as well. We'll add a line, and then we'll add curly brackets. Now, close curly brackets. So you'll have a different name for each report you create. And then the last thing you need to choose is your document's new location. I don't have a specific folder. Bear in mind, it's not your location within Google Docs, but within your drive. So in Google Docs, you don't have folders, unfortunately. You just have all of the documents listed. It's only in the drive that you can organize them in folders. So if you look it up in the drive, you'll see it there. But for now, let's just put it in the main screen. So we'll just hit save right here, and I'll just save the whole document, right? So if we want to test out the complete scenario for a second, before we hook it up with an agent, we'll just press run once, go back to our tool, and let's run the tool. So basically what we want is a new document, right? We want a new document to be created in our files with this information. And one data was received, one data was created. We can even see here the web view link, right, for the document. We can copy paste it, or we can just go to our docs and see should be here as well. If not, we can just, usually takes a bit of time. Maybe we can just take this document and see if it worked. All right, so it worked. We're seeing everything. So this is a document that has been created by our tool in Relevance, and it lists everything we need. So the name of the client, the date. You see, this is a date that's not really user friendly, right? It's year, month, day, and then time. That's also in GMT time, so it's not my time. Main concerns, insights, action items, Kiko, and you can make it, I mean, way more beautiful. Obviously, it's not something you want to send like that to your client, but the tool works. That's what's most important, and we are going to save this tool. And now, basically, we're done. Right? Everything is done. The only thing that we need to do right now is exit this integration, and we'll call it coaching report, right? Coaching report. And you can exit here. It will ask you if you want to turn it on. So we save changes and you want to turn it on, because if it's turned off, it's not going to work, obviously. So in this case, we're also not looking for a response, but you can have the link to the report sent to your WhatsApp, to your email, whatever. But in that case, we would add a webhook response. I'm not going to complicate things. This is what we need for now. So we're going to bring it all together, okay, and go to our agent. So we already saved it. They're always asking if you're sure you want to leave. We're going to go back to our agent, the coaching report manager. Was it this one? Yeah. And we're going to give him access to our new tool that we just created. Add tool. And it's called the coaching report tool. We're going to add. Don't forget to put it on auto run. Nothing is going to happen if you don't put it on auto run. It's just going to block until you hit approve. Okay, so you see approval required, auto run, done. And so what's missing now is the core instructions for your agent. And so this is basically a prompt. If you have not worked with agents before, when you're working with ChatGPT, Claude AI, Perplexity, whatever, you have this chance to have like a interaction and a conversation with the AI. With an agent, you have the core instructions, and that's basically it, right? So you have the core instructions. You can build the flow for more complicated stuff. But you want to make sure it's clear. So there are two approaches to this one. You can either have like very complicated, extensive instructions, right? Adding the context, who you are, what you do, and your operating procedure, and like there's and checklists, and there's a lot of things you can add, and there's merit to it. I have an approach where I start with the most simple instruction possible, and I have agents who run on 2 lines of instructions, and I have agents who run on half a page of instructions, right? So it really depends on what you want to do. In this case, we want to start with the most simple instructions and work with a system of rising complexity. So if it's not working, if the result is not what we want, we're just going to add more instruction until it works and add more context until it works. Remember that increased complexity also makes it harder or more complex to make changes. So if you have a lot of instructions and you want to change something, you're going to have to change it in multiple levels. So just saying, for this example, we're going to start simple, and if we need to add more complexity, we're going to do it. So SOP, standard operating procedure. 1, you use / reference to a tool, the file convert to text to extract the text from a coaching transcript. That's the first step. 2, you use the coaching report tool to create a coaching report based on the output from step 1. This is ridiculously simple, right? I'm not sure. We'll see if everything happens the way we want, right? But I mean, it doesn't get more simple than that. Make sure to reference to the tool. And so I guess that's it. I guess we're done. This is my coaching report manager. Let's say you've just finished a call with your client, right? And usually takes 2 minutes and the report is ready, right? I mean, the transcript is ready for you. And so if it's on Coach Dash, it will be in 2 minutes, and you'll have if it's on Coach Dash, you won't need to do anything, because the report will be ready and editable for you with all of the other parts of it. But if it's just using one of these AI meeting assistants, right, you'll be able to download any of the transcript very fast, right? So you'll take the transcript, you'll go to your report manager, and your report manager doesn't have to be in the app relevance UI. I mean, you can add it anywhere on your, for yourself, right? You can add it anywhere. You can maybe you could even connect it to an email, and you could connect it to an email, and just where's the agent profile? Sorry, the trigger. You can connect it to an email and have it. You can connect it to WhatsApp. You can even create a trigger with make.com, but we'll keep it simple. So right now, for the sake of the example, you're not going to have to tell anything to your report manager, right? The only thing you'll need to do is drag and drop, or did I? No, that's not what I wanted. Force quick. Let's just wanted to attach the transcript in PDF, and let's see how it works. So remember, the goal is to get ultimately to get a report, right? So our coaching report manager has received my coaching conversation and automatically uses my tool, our tool, File Convert to Text, to convert and extract the text from the coaching conversation. That's the first thing it's going to do. Let's just see if make is turned on. So green V successfully used the File Convert to Text and use the coaching report tool, and we can actually see the conversation, right, that he's having. So, action items, client name, main concerns was expressed, key insights was extracted, and key quotes. I'm a very black and white type of guy. Either it's good or it's not. I'm obsessed with something. I'm having a really hard time disconnecting, investing in other things. These are actually things I said during the conversation. So amazing. Okay, it extracted the key quotes, the action item, the main concerns, and key insights. What we need now is to see the final doc, right? So you can share it with your client, which in this case would be me. And we're seeing a 1, right? So that was not previously here. So we're seeing that, it's received. So the first thing is that the webhook received information. That's not something we listed earlier. So that's the new one. The insights, the action items, and very black and white type of guy. And here's the Google Docs, right? Let's just see. Here's the web view link. Is it? So let's just take the web view link and see what was created. Amazing. Amazing. You have it in list format here for the action items. You have the quotes here. And again, like the layout is not perfect because we put in minimal effort. Like we've been talking for 40 minutes and like we have a working thing, right? So it will take you another, I'd say 40 minutes to make sure you can change it right now, right? Or you can just make sure, organize it once, and you can make sure that it's fixed for all of the times. But now let's say for the sake of the exercise, you want to make it, make it well, right? Before you send it to your customer and, so you want to remove time and anything, and then you can just either share with your customer, right? Or you can take the link and send it. You have the coaching report, you have the date, and all you needed to do basically was to download your transcripts. And we can add as many analyses as you want from here to make it more actionable. You can add, your Calendly link, schedule your next session right here. You can add as many variables as you want, right? You can have a database of books that are maybe interesting to read, and then have the AI analyze what books are applicable for this specific conversation, right? So you can add a step of AI that says, check in my databases of books. You can add it really simply, like check in my databases of books, which book is applicable to this specific conversation, and add it here. And then you can list of books or resources or TV shows or YouTube videos or whatever. You can have a database of your own, and enrich your client's experience of the coaching conversation. The main advantage of sending such a report, first, it liberates you from admin work. Two, and I think most importantly, it strengthens the relationship with your client, right? By having these reports and being able to return to this conversation, it really strengthens the relationships. I have clients who have returned back to me and said, like, these reports have actually been like life-changing. They changed my whole view. So obviously, like, my reports on Coach Dash are way more in-depth and more psychological, and they have like different levels to it, but nothing stops you from doing these reports yourself. All of what we are doing now, what we've done now together, you can just download and clone to you. So you just have to clone it, change the API, and basically that's it. Yeah, I guess that's for now. If you have any question, reach out. I'd love to help. Best of luck. Bye-bye.